Greetings my fellow Frack Fiends, it's your buddy Boogeyman Ben here for a new episode of Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone, and today's video is part 17 of my underrated horror film series. Now, this is a series I started way back in 2013. I was doing them pretty consistently for a number of years, and then I felt like the segment was getting kind of old, so I quit doing them, and then every once in a while, you know, something would pop into my head and I'd say, hey, you know, that's a good one for this series. And I got a movie here that I picked up recently at Rasputin's, which is a secondhand, they have new CDs and secondhand movies and Blu-rays and things like that. They have new ones as well. But this was a film that I remember watching back in the early 90s. I believe this came out in 1990. It was directed by James Bond III, who also produced, wrote it, and stars in it alongside Bill Nunn, Kadeem Hardison, and in one of his first roles, even though it's a minor role, the great Sam Jackson. The movie is Death by Temptation. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this movie. This is a vampire film. It's a very, very independent film. James Bond III plays the character of Joel, who goes to the city, New York, to visit his buddy Kay, played by Kadeem Hardison. They both become smitten by this woman, this temptress, who's a succubus who lures men to their death and drains them of their blood. It's a really interesting take on a vampire tale, very urban, very dark subject matter. A movie that really got to me as a kid. I was already a fan of Kadeem Hardison from A Different World. This movie is great. I really love the connection between Joel and Kay. They're really good friends that kind of grew up in the same area. Joel is not street smart. He's studying to be a priest, and Kay is this action guy that, you know, lives in the city and is trying to make Joel more street smart. So that interplay between the two actors is great. The woman that plays the temptress, and I can't remember her name offhand, I'll put it down below, but she is fantastic. She is very intimidating, really scary. There's some terrific vampire moments. There's some scenes in this movie that are very shocking. And it's a very different type of vampire tale because it's the woman that has the upper hand in this. Most of the time, vampire movies center around men. And I really think it's refreshing for the vampire genre. And I definitely recommend checking out Death by Temptation if people haven't seen it. Like I said, the performances are great. It does have a very independent look to it. It is not, you know, it doesn't have a huge budget. But if you can get past that and just look at it for the authenticity of the performances, the interesting story arcs, and having a female vampire in the lead, I think you will enjoy it. And I absolutely love it, and so glad that I am able to revisit it now on DVD. That's going to be it for today. I'm just curious if anybody else has seen the film or is familiar with the film. Leave me some thoughts in the comment section below. Would love to hear from everyone. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for some more great videos coming real soon. Take it easy, stay scared as always. Peace. I have a Patreon page. If everybody wants to help support me, the link is down below. And if you do help support me, Dracula here will get more treats, and Dracula really loves his treats. So any support that you can give me would be very, very much appreciated. Right, Drac?